Ugh, I've got so much cat hair on my keyboard. Gee, I wonder why. A giant gaping hole in the tree filled with nothing but pure, potentially sinister darkness. Mystery and intrigue. This is the part where you'd usually be prompted with something like, stick hand in toilet. Or wall. Or something just as non-freaking sensical. Hole in this case, but what am I saying? Given the opportunity to disregard all logic in the middle of a quiet cemetery at night, who wouldn't? Let's see what we can't fish out of here. Well, what do you know? A flashlight. And what do you know? It works. Giant gaping hole in a tree, good for storing illegal drugs, squirrel families, loud children, and more. The possibilities are endless. And just like that, here's the tomb in question. Enjoying those last few hours of haunting me, Mr. Last Name will find out in just a second. Of course. At least if you're confident enough in the exorcism expertise of that alcohol-serving friend of yours. Barnaby's yet to let me down. There's always a first, you know. Well, why don't we just deal with it when that time comes, eh? Worrying about maybes and maybe nots is gonna make your hair turn white before you turn 30. And lacking foresight will allow you to forego aging and get yourself in an early grave instead. Let me guess, that's what happened to you. All I did was comment on your lack of planning and unquestioning faith in your acquaintance. Yeah, alright. Now, if you can manage to keep that transparent mouth of yours closed for a good minute, I can do what I came here to do. Now, let's see. What did Barnes say? Paper over the grave, rub the charcoal all over it like so, et voila. So your last name is... Are you fucking serious? Huh, you sound sour. What's so enraging about a last name? I could have guessed the goddamn thing first try. Saved me a good chunk of time. I hope you're not expecting me to apologize for not making sure I had a more obscure last name on the date of my death. Allow me to express 10 seconds words of annoyance, will ya, Mr. Smith? Of course, I'll only be over here basking in it. By the way, it's very nice of you to address me formally now that you know it. You do seem like a formality-liking kind of guy, Ellery Smith. Anywho, no point in loitering around any longer than need be. I can't lie. That without question is one point I'd agree with. Who in the hell? Oh. Detective Copper. Fair question. With all the godforsaken time I've spent looking for you, I guess formalities might be in order. If unorthodox. Then again, I've never been a man known for much other than orthodox. Copper. Detective Copper. You wanted my alias? There it is. I'll forgo telling you my first name because we can always use with some intrigue. The goose chase you put me on these past couple years sure as hell gave me a lot of that. Always a pleasure. So how about we call it even and you just let you go, no questions asked? Something like that. I've spent 2 years, hundreds of hours, and too many sleepless nights to count looking for you. You don't need to tell me that... You don't need me to tell you that isn't going to happen. Worth a shot. Hold on, one more question, and this is just for future reference. A question? I should be putting you in cuffs by now. I should be taking you over the head and shoving your unconscious body in my car before driving to the station. Excuse me. But you know what? I waited too long for this. I'm willing to draw this out. Ask it. Yeah, you talk about overly dramatic. What was that? Oh, nothing. So, question. Your name's Detective Copper. So, what are you? A detective? A cop? Both? Kind of hybrid? Or just a regular Joe who chose a funny career for someone with the last name of Copper? How about I answer your question by doing what I came here to do in the first place? Such a love land, you're under arrest. Now hold on. You have the right to remain silent. Really, just wait. You don't have proof. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Are those handcuffs? For someone who managed to elude the police force, namely me, for 2 years, witnessing your intelligence firsthand is disappointing. Now take your hands out of your pockets and hold still while I put them on. My sympathies, but it looks like you're going to be putting the exorcism on hold now, doesn't it? You're sure making this a hell of a lot easier, Smith. Talking to yourself, too. Duly noted. Also surprising, but not all that surprising, considering your profile. My profile. Correct. You don't think you'd have a detective on your heels for 2 years and not have one hell of a thorough profile on you by now, do you? Yeah, you've got a point. But listen, just to clear one little detail up, alright? I wasn't talking to myself. I mean, technically... It was... He's right, you sound like you've absolutely lost it. Who on earth were you talking to just now? Would you shut the hell up? I'll tell you one thing, the station's going to have one hell of a field day with you. After I do, I mean. Next time you see that backstabber or a friend of yours, thank him for me. Giving us your exact location helped. Wait, hold the phone. I spend all my socialization time with dead people. What makes you think I've got friends who are living? To start with, Barnaby. What? Don't play coy, Mr. Loveland. This was an interesting game, but it's also gone on long enough. I'm sure you'll get a chance to talk to him at the station. At some point, if he wants to talk to you, that is. He didn't. You'll be getting to sound a little nervous, Sasha. I hate to run so soon after meeting you, but stop right there. Shit. Finally getting a bit antsy. You seem so sure of yourself if we all run in with the detective. Yeah, well, I'm sorry if being chased into my goddamn apartment is making me lose my cool just a little bit. So what are you going to do? Well, I was going to ollie out the window and onto the fire escape, but I can see you were one day ahead of me on that regard. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, my friend. Real cute, asshole. If you look at it from my perspective, I'm simply complying with the law, doing my duty as a citizen and helping to catch a wanted criminal. I'm pretty sure citizenship ends after you die. Ah, specifics. Now tell me, Sasha, what are you planning on doing? Well, hell, the one thing I can do, solve the goddamn thing like I did with the others, then jettison back to my fire escape plan. Good luck managing that before the detective manages to break down your door. There's no doorknob on that door either. To be honest, I'm quite shocked he hasn't called for backup, seemingly being a police detective and all that. Yeah, that's one thing we can agree on. Words I never thought I would hear you say to me. And that's one more thing we can agree on. But he did say he was anything but your average run-of-the-mill officer. Going by that, he'd have to have a fairly decent track record for catching criminals. To get to be able to work ever so slightly outside the law and do his own thing, I mean. Which means, and I hate to say this, Mr. Loveland, that... Yeah, I get what you're getting at. Guy's gonna get me. Thanks a lot for the vote of confidence, you hovering heap of dead douchebaggery. Godspeed, Sasha. Okay! But like the little dot on the F is invisible. Oh, I guess because it's outside the grid. Prison of glass. Let me pass. Well then, you're surprisingly. Do me a favor and save the snide comment until we're out the window, down the escape, and at least a good 20 miles away from here. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just be careful not to fall over the railing and crack your head open on the pavement. What did I just say? Just pretend that was sincere concern. And if you're really, truly sick of me, you can simply hand over the watch, and I'll be off now and forever. Believe it or not, now's not really the opportune moment to be talking about a watch I stole and getting rid of an asshole who's haunting me. And I'm out and home. Free? Shit. There's a reason I'm allowed to work, just ever so slightly outside the law. It's as simple as this. I get the job done. Always. Now is probably a bad time to point out how it took you a whole 2 years to do that, though, right? No one else was moving any faster. Yeah, okay. I suggest you give up a little more quietly than you did the last time, this time. I don't want to call in my fellow officers, it's just... not your style. Something like that. Oh my god, look at that dude's Adam's apple, it's fucking huge. But I will harm you too. Look, I know you don't want to come with me, but I'm sure it's what your tattletale of a friend would want. Look, you big bad sleuth, shut up. Just how in the hell do you know about Hell, might be a better alternative to where you're going. But right now, you're exactly where I want you. The police were nice enough to cooperate with my request to let me handle you, even after I contacted them about your escape. I started this on my own, and I plan on finishing it on my own. Now I'll tell you this one more time. Put on the handcuffs and get in the car. Sorry, Detective, gonna have to turn your offer down one more time. See you later, but hopefully not really. Damn it, get back here! So here I am. I guess in retrospect, it's not the most surprising situation for me to end up in, or the worst, but it's pretty damn bad. I'm gonna need 3 hamburgers and 8 slices of pie from the greasiest roadside dinner I can find for food therapy, followed by loud cigarettes and have a day of sleep, kinda bad. And I wheel around a corner faster than a hungry kid chasing an ice cream truck in the summer. And I'm pretty sure I'm in the realm of scot-free, but something hard hits me in the head. Bam! Just like that. And everything hurts, and everything's black, and that's that. Ugh. Where in the... You're in prison is where? Your own personal holding cell. And if luck has any say in it, it'll become a more permanent residence for you in the near future. Oh, this is freaking fantastic. That smarmy detective must have cut up, knocked me out, and threw me into a jail cell like a damn dog. You were running from the law. Yeah, and I should have run faster. Guy could have set some migraine pills on the sink at least. Sitting aside the hole out of the frying pan at the fire scenario, I'm gonna have to figure a way out of here, and fast, before Mr. I just stepped out of a shitty noir film comes back. Good luck to you, then. Oh boy, it looks like I'm free to wash my hands as much as I want. You are truly moving up into the sweet life of luxury, aren't you? Definitely, I can already feel the marble floors under my feet. I suppose this isn't going to help you in your little plan of out of here, is it? You never know. I heard a guy once covered himself in a bunch of body cream and used that to slip through the prison bars in his cell. And you think you can, what, do the same thing with water? Well, probably not with water alone, but I wonder if there's anything I could, I don't know, use in conjunction with the water to do something similar. I regret to break your fragile heart, but you're a bit low on supplies in here. Improvisation, L. It's all desperate times call for desperate measures with you. I'm a guy who knows how to be resourceful, is all. So tell me, Robinson Crusoe, what's your master plan for using the sink to get you out of this predicament? I mean, aside from the creaming myself plan? Could you kindly not phrase it like that? Aside from suddenly and magically getting superhuman strength, tearing it out of the wall and throwing it through the bars and at the guard? Yes, aside from that. Huh. Well, I'll keep you updated. That tattered mess of a bed is probably older than I am. Complete with mildewy, questionable stains, the works. It's like the goddamn Hilton over here. I'm amazed they don't leave mints on the surface for good measure. Anything useful in here? Well, what do you know? A sifter. And what precisely do you plan on doing with that thing? Cooking up a meal? I wasn't planning on doing anything with it yet, but if I've learned anything valuable in my days, it's that small, shiny objects can do wonders in sticky situations. So, we have sifter. Excuse me. The view here is even better than the one at my apartment. Maybe after this debacle I should ask them if they're renting out the place. Iron bars are all that's between me and freedom. So let's see if I can think of a way past them. Get creative. I'm good at that. You've got to wonder if they have the magazine rack facing the cell just to be dicks. Don't suppose I could bother you for an extra set of keys to this cell. Wow, that's an awful lot of mouth for a man behind bars. That's an awful lot of mouth for someone who looks like they're 12. What's a kid as young as you doing working here anyway? Who, me? No, the ghost sitting next to you. Yeah, you. Firstly, learn to take someone being facetious towards you less seriously. It makes life easier. Secondly, ghosts don't exist. You don't need a kid like me telling you that. Thirdly, I'm 16 and an intern here. I'd be more than that with my dad being chief of police and all, but he believes in hard work. So do I, which I guess is courtesy of his upbringing of me. I still say you look damn near 12. It's fine. I get that a lot. Can't believe they're giving guns to 16-year-olds, though. They don't. I mostly just work at the front desk. Dispatch, office security, that sort of thing. Well, I'll tell you one thing, you're a hell of a lot more lax than that detective who brought me here. Ha, copper? Yeah, I'd take it as a compliment, except it's not saying much. So, hey, how's about that key? Nice try, but compliments are the last way to win me over. Meaning there is a way. I'm only human, but acknowledging that, I think, just makes me less susceptible to it. The whole being the son of the head of the entire police force thing helps too. Oh well, is there anything you could give me? I don't know, a snack, painkillers, anything? At the moment, I should only be talking to you if it's an emergency period. Don't suppose you would stress the rules just this once. That's a line I've heard from everyone who walks into that cell you're in say. And if there's any place where rules and regulations are strict, it's at a police headquarters. But that detective did bruise you pretty badly. You bled a mess over the floor while Copper carried you to that cell. And by the look the janitor gave him, and me, it wasn't all that fun for him to clean up. You look like you could use a snack, if anything. Can't disagree with that. You sound like you have a pretty strict personal code, though, in regards to law enforcement. It doesn't seem like something the kid of a police chief with that sort of creed going on would do. Being the chief's son, in turn, gives me a little more free rein than most others here. Now, that doesn't sound at all like it falls into the rules and regulations you were just talking about. I might have a strong belief in laws and rules, but I also have humanity. Seeing how some of the officers are, it's a rarer commodity than should be in a career field where it counts most. So I hold on to it as best I can. The humanity, I mean. That's gonna, yes, I know, get me fired someday. Based off of anything I know I'm willing to do and not willing to do, I'm alright with that. Here, have the rest of my bag of flax seeds. Appreciate it. You can already hear the gears in your head grinding to figure out how to snag a key for me too. Just a little. I'll be back and tell you once I figured it out. Oh hey, one more thing, just a question. Did Detective Copper mention anyone while he was driving me in? Anything about a bartender, maybe? More specifically, a guy named Barnaby? That's a strange question, especially so since yes, he did. What'd he say? It was an offhanded comment more than anything. He just mentioned something about how he could have done it without the call-in from that bartender, but was glad to have you behind bars anyway. Call-in? Yeah, some guy, the one you're talking to about, I guess, called us in. He's the one who told us your exact location. And before that, I guess, Copper was able to pin down the city you were in. Yeah, I figured that much. Just the bartender I was worrying about. Alright, thanks, officer. Don't mention it. Really. Don't. To anyone. Like I said, we're really not supposed to talk to anyone in the cell unless it's an emergency. Funny, weren't you making a quip earlier about your brash, alcohol-serving friend? Something about him never letting you down? Yeah, but I'm not entirely convinced Detective Copper didn't just find out about my friendship with Barnaby somehow. Somehow? Somehow. Don't ask me how yet. I've sort of got 10 things coming out at once right now. Denial. That's sweet. The two of you must have been quite close. Until his little betrayal spree, I mean. But with that tone in your voice, you certainly don't sound all that convinced he's still on your side. Look at those leaves. At least someone's living here. Or, what? Thriving. The sweet sight of an escape route. Don't tell me you plan on trekking right through the front door. Hey, you never know how an impromptu jailbreak might work out. Can't imagine you've changed your mind on that key. Strangely, I haven't budged on that at all. I'll keep my fingers crossed and maybe hit you up later then. Flax seeds, huh? Alright, time to see if my little lube-based plan is going to work. So tell me again why you're conjuring up your own personal lube supply. Finding yourself as someone to bed doesn't seem like it should be one of your top priorities in the middle of a jail escape. Well, as common sense would have it, you're right. Even the nice-looking guy wouldn't be too bad for a quick pick-me-up about now, won't lie. Wait. For a quick... Oh, okay. Do you really have to be that crass? All I'm doing here is being direct about what you were skirting around. And I really had a ghost kink, though, sorry to break your heart, or whatever's left of it after you died. Oh, believe me, it's fine. I prefer my partners to lack the ridiculous amount of sarcasm and belligerent self-importance you have. What a shame, lots of people find that stuff charming. Anyway, I'm pretty sure neither of us are all that interested in each other's romance lives, or unlife in your case. So, about the lube. See, I heard the story once, about a guy who escaped his jail cell using this stuff. I'm starting to feel like this is a story I may not want to hear. Basically, the guy covered his body in cream or some kind of lubricant or something, and was able to slide through the bars. You've got to be kidding me. No siree. Look at the bars on the window. I'm as lean as you can get for a guy who's 5 feet 10 inches. Or close anyway. I suppose a craftmeister like you just wouldn't be able to settle for old-fashioned filching keys off a passing guard. Waiting around and hoping to get lucky? Not my style, L. Neither is calling me L, unless you want me to make your life even more difficult than it currently is. Surprised you haven't already filled the entire cell full of Ghoulian blocks, to be honest. Call it biding my time. I'm simply waiting to see what happens while watching you writhe around in a lot of metaphorical pain. It seems like if there's anything in the world I can count on you for, it's your amazing confidence in me. You're trapped in a prison cell with a ghost who hates your every facet of being. Your best and only friend has stabbed you in the back, and you're in denial of it. You have an overly obsessive, detective who will track you down immediately even if you do manage to find a way out. And your best plan is to cover yourself in homemade lube and slide through the window bars. It's not a particularly optimistic, inducing situation. Yeah, fair enough. Well, go ahead and slather yourself up in your precious escape gel. I'll be over nearby, facing the darkest corner I can find. As dutiful as I'd like to be with this haunting, your business. I'd rather not be privy to the sight of you being lubed up, thank you. Okay. Oh. I guess I did it already. Well then, go! Alright, guards preoccupied, it's now or never. I could hear the alarms from the station going off behind me, and I'll admit I feel bad for doing that to the kid, but freedom's freedom, and it's the thing I need more than anything. Shit, Barn's gone. I know for a fact the shift doesn't end until a couple hours from now. What the hell is going on? Well, I've attempted explaining to you exactly that, but you don't seem too keen on listening to solid common sense truth. Hey, Phyllis. Welcome back. You sure did use those charcoals up fast. Need more? I wish that's what I was coming in here for. Actually, I just got a real quick question. Ask away. Have you seen a guy close to my age, pretty gangly, a couple inches shorter than me, probably wearing a suit, and has a knack for looking extremely naturally, like someone you wouldn't trust in a dark alley? Can't say I have, and I'll be honest, that sounds like someone I wouldn't forget. I can keep you updated the next time you stop by, though. Alright, sure, thanks, I mean it. Sorry to say, but I still haven't seen that fellow you described. It's fine, thanks anyway. Really? Really? Barnaby. Escaped your cage already, little birdie. I shouldn't be surprised. A little disappointed, though. See, I really wanted to finish up here before you did. So let me get this straight. Or can I just spell it out for you? I sold you out. And that's really all there is to it. Well, there's more, but that spoil things. Oh, drat. Sasha, look at those symbols you see on the ground. What do they mean? I think he's... Oh, Ellery. You do seem like the type to ruin an innocent... Necro's fun? Necro? Necro? Oh, Necro. Don't they have something to do with... collecting ghosts inside of yourself and using their energy for your own use? I thought that kind of shit was just a myth. Just a... Shh, Sasha. Now, Ellery, Elle. Can I call you Elle? Big family knows me. Why don't you preoccupy yourself by pressing out the labels on that fancy suit of yours? Wait, hold on a goddamn minute. You can see him? I thought only other ghosts and whoever the person is they're haunting could, or something. That I can, but I can't lie. I was having a hell of a lot of fun playing dumb. Jesus, Barnes, why? Why what? Because there's a lot of whys to answer, and too little time. Why? Goddamn any of this. Damn it, Barnaby. Why are you even here? Oh, you mean why am I standing right here in front of the grave of that fancy phantom who's haunting you? Yeah, please do fill me in, god damn it. You, this grave, that weird-ass looking set of symbols you've drawn around in front of it. Your snide comment about being a necro. I don't freaking know. But that ruined the mystery, and intrigue, and fun. Alright, Sasha, listen. I know you're not going to like this, and believe me, in any other scenario, I'd be only too keen on letting you fall flat and die. But trust me when I'm saying I'm going to need to borrow your body just for a few moments. Trust me when I say it will get us out of here, from this graveyard, from this city, from him. Wait, what? He's not lying when he says he's a necro. Hurling souls away from their bodies and taking them for his own. Eating their powers, if you will, phrase it however you want. There's a bunch of them, just writhing inside him, even if you can't see them. He's not entirely human at this point. Or entirely ghost, if you want to get into specifics. And yes, this is quite a limited time scenario. Just let me do this, because I promise you, it's the only way out of this ridiculous mess of a situation. Damn it all, hell. Fine. Good, now this may hurt just a bit. Wait, never mind, hold on just a... End of episode 1! Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it's a pretty cool story, and I hope to see you guys again in episode 2. Bye!